So today we've got Caralee Pridemore with us. Caralee is an incredible hairdresser. She's a Samvia ambassador. She's been doing hair professionally for over a decade, and she's a part of Modern Salon's Artist Connective. She specializes in upstyling and bridal hair for the past decade. She's a bridal hair specialist and owns her own business in Ohio called Sweetly Pinned. She's been published in Modern Salon, Estetica, Beauty Launchpad. The list goes on and on. So we're so stoked to have her here. Please, in the chat, let's welcome Caralee.
Hello. Hey guys, thanks for having me for Transformation Tuesday. I am so excited to be here as always. And I'm looking in the comments and I see there's people watching from Ireland, LA, Chicago, Florida, Texas, you name it. That is awesome. Thanks for being here. Do me a favor while you're watching this live, throughout the live, I'll kind of remind you, but if you take a screenshot with your phones as I'm educating, and then tag Samvia and tag Caralee Styles on Instagram to let your friends and other stylists know about this free education. So today I'm doing a modern French twist style. I just started on the bottom here using my texture iron from Samvia, and then I also am using my Artist Series 2-in-1 Marcel iron and wand. So I'm going to show you how those work in this next section. I don't know about you guys, but I'm obsessed with bridal hair, which is why I'm teaching it. And I'm just so excited to share this style with you in particular because I just think it's really fun and it's like really versatile. This way of doing it's very versatile. So you're just going to come in here at the nape. I always take this hair forward, ears forward. So I have about 3 sections. Then I'm just going to take my texture iron. You can see how nice this texture iron is. It's a micro crimp. And so what that's going to do is create massive volume at my base here. And I just want to have a really nice foundation started for this style. So this is how I prep all my styles. So I'm just taking this and lightly stamping. You can see how I do that. So it's leaving just a little divot mark, but not much because it's a micro crimp. So we don't want it to have like a huge, 1980s like crimp effect, which is why I love the Samvia one because it's a micro crimper. So you don't get those huge divots like you would if you were Madonna. Did Madonna ever crimp her hair? I believe she did, right? 1980s.
Oh, she was like the originator of the crimp.
Right? That's what I thought, but So we're just going to do this. You can actually do this horizontal or vertical. If you do it vertical, you just come in here, kind of take these slices, just base it. I usually do about 1 inch if I'm going to do it vertical. And you can see how I'm just taking that iron and kind of bringing that about 4 fingers down for reference. And I'm just making that a vertical slice with my texture iron. Now I've cheated just a little bit today for time's sake. I've already prepped her with the texture iron all over. I just wanted to run through that with you watching so that you can see how I do that. Again, I do that to create massive volume at the base because what do you need for every good style? You need a good foundation. So as you can see, I'm on the side here on my right-hand side. I'm just going to come in here and spray some heat protectant. I like to use Redken. This is number 11. It's iron shape. So this is just, you want to fully saturate each section. Again, I had done a little bit of this prep last night just to kind of run through it. So I could just run it through it with you guys quickly. So here's my 2-in-1 Marcel. I'm going to show you how this comes off a little bit later. This saves a lot of time and space in my kit. So who doesn't want to save time and who doesn't want to save space? So we're going to just start on the right-hand side here. And I'm just going to do a loose curl. This is just a spiral curl. You can curl the ends just to make sure that it's getting that wave in there. I like to just have a little bit of movement. It doesn't have to be perfect. as you'll see with the style and as we go, I'm not striving for like the perfect curl. I just need some bend in the hair, just to give it some movement when I put it up. There are some styles, obviously, that you have to have really precise curling, especially if there's a lot of dimension on top. But right now, we're not worried about that. So again, if you're just tuning in, we're doing a modern French twist, and let us know where you're watching from and screenshot this education and post your picture on Instagram or Facebook and tag your stylist friends and let them know that you're watching and that they can watch it on the replay too. So as you can see, I've just taken those curls on the right side, just away from her face, and then on the left side towards the center. So we're just going to come down here. And again, I'm just focusing on this back side. And what's the weather like where you guys are watching from? I'm in the Midwest, so the weather is like a big thing to talk about. It is like really rainy right here today. It's a little gloomy. It's like the perfect day for hair education, obviously. Because I don't know about you, but when it's like raining like this, I love to just be at home on my phone, in my bed, or on my couch. And so again, I'm just using this iron shape. We're just fully saturating that. And then I'm just curling all this hair with my 2-in-1 Marcel wand. And I'm just getting that bend in. So again, the curls do not have to be perfect. And we're just going to curl away from the face. If you're a bridal stylist watching this, can you let us know in the, it's sunny in Florida. Oh, of course it is. If you're a bridal stylist, can you let us know if, in the comments, like if you're a bridal stylist watching this, or if you're just a hairstylist that does color and cutting and just like wants to learn some extra styling tips. I love to kind of know like why people are watching, if they're here to learn more about styling for their clients in the salon, or if they're learning how to style more efficiently for on-site bridal hair, which is what I specialize in. So
I heard something recently, and I'm wondering if you know if this is true. I heard that this is predicted to be the biggest bridal year since like forever.
You know,
have you heard anything about that?
I would say it probably is, because my emails have been blowing up for like, I don't know, since last year, the middle of last year. And, you know, I was filled up pretty quickly. So like, I hate seeing the emails and being like, oh, I don't have it available. But every bridal stylist I know right now is just getting like, their books are full. So it's wonderful to be a bridal stylist right now. So if you are, it is where it's at. I'm specifically trying to book Friday weddings this year because I have all my Saturdays full. And so I'm able to do Friday weddings now too. And I just am like really looking forward to that as well. Because I mean, if you love what you do, you want to do it all the time, right? So right now, just to go back to what we're doing, I'm just working my way up. This is creating the foundation for the modern French twist that we're doing. I've already gone ahead with my texture iron all through the roots and just kind of stamped down about 4 fingers down. And then right now we're just adding this little bit of wave in there. The curling iron I'm using, if you're curious, is a 1-inch. I actually did this on a model and she had really long hair. And so I ended up using a 1.5-inch to just cut down on time, because again, these curls do not have to be perfect. And we're just curling everything away from the face. That's just going to give it that little bit of that bend. And then like you can see, the ends are just a little bit curled here. They're not like the beachy waves. Well, that was a terrible example because that one ended up being a beachy wave. So I'm going to curl the end on the bottom here. And yeah, so what do we think so far? Is this pretty, have you learned anything new? Like, are you loving that texture iron? I feel like every time I show that texture iron trick, everybody is like, whoa, like, I didn't know that was a thing. And it just creates such a beautiful foundation for back combing and any kind of upstyling. So you'll want to use your heat protectant, saturate it. Now we're going down with our curling iron. And we're just going to take this hair away from the face. And then once I'm done with her curls, we'll go in and we'll just start back combing. That's going to give you also just that little extra padding for the style and just creating more of a foundation to put the bobby pins into. And yes, so do we have any questions? Are you
doing great so far, but you've got quite the international crowd on this morning. We've got Armenia, Canada, Italy, Pakistan, Ireland, Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah, and quite a few from Canada actually today. It's pretty cool.
Thank you for watching, guys. Canada, eh? I went to Canada and I loved Canada. I want to go back so badly. Don't ask me where I went though. It was like a long time ago. I don't remember. I think it was like Peely Island or something like that.
Can you touch back on the products that you used?
Yeah, for sure. So the products I'm using my Redken, and this is the iron shape. So we're just kind of saturating that hair thoroughly as we take slices here. We just want to make sure that our hair is protected. And then the tools that we used were the micro crimper. This is the Sambia texture iron. You can see the little divots right here, how small that is. That's really great for that precision and not to have those huge divot marks like a regular crimper. And I'm using my 2-in-1 Artist Series Marcel wand. It just creates these beautiful like bouncy waves. And there's also like temperature settings on everything that Sambia makes. So that's another reason why like I love educating for Sambia too, because like I love all of these products. I swear by them. So there's a setting for like colored hair. There's a setting, just a low setting, and then just a hot setting for like, you know, your coarse, thick hair that you can use a little more heat on. So you can see I'm kind of getting up here in the crown area. Just want to make sure you guys can see that. And I'm just getting up here in this crown area and I'm bringing that curl just a little bit higher. I really want just like a little extra wave on the crown area. And these will get messed up because once I go in and back comb it. There's not like really a special technique other than I'm just kind of taking this hair, starting it like in the middle of my iron and then just working my way down and just letting that go. I really just love like an organic flow to the curls. I just like how they lay really natural and again, doesn't have to be perfect. When you're putting a style up, it for sure doesn't have to require so much effort with those curls. So now we're like going to get up here in the front. So all of this hair is ear forward. Again, you can just, I like to use my texture iron all over, even in the front. I do not take it off of the part line. I take it up to the part line, but I leave about an inch of hair that's not with the texture iron because I don't want those brides to see any of those divot marks. That way, yeah, it's just a little bit like smoother, all of that. So we're going in here. I've already pre-prepped her with the texture iron, but I'm going to show you so you can bring this up. Take this slice as just a vertical slice. Use your tail comb. The tail comb I am using today is the Sambia tail comb. It's really great for like that precision. Like if you're precision cutting, it's also great for like the precision sectioning. And then just like you can see, I'm taking that comb and just kind of running through it. I want that hair to be really like, I want the hair to be really smooth right before I take my texture iron in. because if the hair has any kind of like knotting or it's not brushed through, that's just going to create messier texture. Like you'll get that unnecessary frizz that you don't like. So that's a hot tip. If you liked that tip, let me know in the comments. And if you are a bridal stylist, I would love to know, like, how many weddings do you have booked right now? Are you booked out? Maybe we can help Andrew out with his question as far as how many weddings there are in 2022. I keep thinking it's 2023 already, which is insane. But anyway, so you can see I'm just taking my tail comb, just kind of running through there. And again, we're just kind of using that texture iron. So it looks, I mean, if you're just starting to watch, it could look like, what is she doing? Is she using a straightener at the roots? That's not what we're doing. We're using our texture iron at the roots, about 4 fingers down. And you can split the sections into however many sections you need to. If the client has thicker hair, you're going to need smaller sections. So let's bring her up here. And we're just going to take our iron. We're just getting that curl. I'm just bringing that. The ends are coming down towards the ground. So we don't want our ends up here. We want them down towards the ground. If that's helpful, because sometimes I know when I do classes and stuff, there could be a stylist that maybe is doing it like in reverse or a little bit backwards where the hair's up here, and you're not going to get the same curl from that. There's no shame. Like a lot of people are just learning when I do classes, but I'm just letting you know if you're watching at home and like trying to follow along. So just have that hair coming down, and then we're just taking this hair away from the face. If you're just tuning in, I'm Caralee. I'm a bridal stylist, and I'm doing the modern French twist. I am using my pivot point mannequin. She's really beautiful. And I'm just taking my iron right now and going through, and we're just curling everything away from the face, getting that really beautiful wave. And we are prepping the hair, and we're doing a modern French twist.
As you're doing your curling, is there any business tips? I noticed Janine said that they're just kind of starting out, first year of booking, super excited. And so any tips for, starting out and business-wise?
Yes. Oh, I love this. Honeybook all the way. It's for bridal vendors specifically, and it's what I book all my clients through. They're not paying me to say this, but I'm just letting you know it's really helpful. You can upload your contracts and everything in there as well. And then you can receive payments through there, and it's a lifesaver, you guys. It's really amazing. It took me a long time to find it. It's a newer company. They're millennials based out of LA, I believe, or California somewhere. And so they're really like changing things a lot. It's just phenomenal. You can see all the curls that I'm doing right now. We're just taking it away from the face. I feel like this part is very repetitive, but it is really important because this is creating our perfect canvas for the perfect style. And since she has thinner hair, this doesn't require as much time. But like I was saying earlier, if the client has thicker hair, you'll want to go ahead and like use a bigger iron to just save a little bit of time. And you wouldn't necessarily need to use your texture iron all the way at the bottom. You could start midway at the, a little bit below the crown. That way the hair's already thick. So the point of the texture iron for me is to make the style thick and add that extra texture. When a client has really thick, long hair, you don't need to add as much texture with the texture iron. So I'm just coming in here. Was that Honeybook tip helpful? Let me know. I love that you are like starting out. That's a huge deal. And like, congrats to you. It's a big risk, and it's so worth it. So right now we just took our 2-in-1 Artist Series iron, and I told you guys I was going to show you why I love this so much. So this has an unlock and a lock button. So And then it has a detach button along with the different like settings for the heat and temperature. So we're just going to detach it because we're going to use this a little bit later. So are you excited? That was so exciting. I feel like a magician when I do that. It's so fun. So we're coming up here at the top and everything's already curled. I'm going to go ahead and grab my texture spray. The only sprays I've used so far is just my iron shape from Redken. Now I'm coming in here with my Artistry Pro. This is Sexy Hairs tactile dry texture spray. I'm just going to kind of spray this texture spray everywhere. Who loves texture spray? Please put I love texture spray in the comments if you're with me. So we're just kind of going in here. I'm spraying this all over. She's thrilled about it. And so I'm going to take my Artist Series CMVF paddle brush. This is just really phenomenal because it helps. It helps with speed. It helps with shine. So like speed, for instance, if you're blow drying, it's phenomenal for that. And then it also just like helps create this beautiful shine in the hair. And then I like to just take it. I like to take the bristles just kind of vertical here along with the hair. Okay, I know you're probably like, oh, she just put all that in there. Why is she brushing it out? Well, we just wanted to create like a beautiful loose wave. So we're coming in here. If you're just joining us, I'm Caralee. We're doing a modern French twist, and we just got done prepping the hair. So at the top here, I'm coming in at the crown. We're just going to take a section about a 1 inch, and then we're just going to lightly take our tail comb and just back comb that hair. We want to add volume at the crown. So that's what I'm going to do on this side as well. I love, are you guys loving these pro tips? I love them. And we're just taking this and back combing at the crown. I just want to make sure all this is even. And then I'm going to come underneath here. She has finer hair, so, or not finer, I guess, but like a little bit thinner. It's not super coarse, but it's thick enough. And so we're just kind of coming down here. And I'm taking this off base, and then I'm just back combing all that hair. The goal here is to have this hair stick straight up. That way, when I flip all this hair over, you'll see how much extra volume we have. And another pro tip, you can actually add a volume powder. You can add the volume powder before you back comb for just like a little bit of extra volume. Volume is always good. Like, I don't know, it is the best. Because even if you add too much volume, it's way easier to just take your tail comb and kind of break it down a little bit, like, you know, make it a little bit less volumized. But like, it's way easier to take volume down than it is to add volume after the style's done. So that's another pro tip. And if you love that tip, let me know. So we're just going in here. Is anyone watching Love is Blind right now? Because, okay, the other day I was thinking about it and I'm like, they need to make a Love is Blind like stylist edition. And on the other side of the pod, it should be like a mannequin that you have no idea what it is, right? Like, this is a genius idea. So it could have like a mannequin and a bridal stylist, and the mannequin could have like a mullet or something. And then like you meet the mullet and you're like, you have to make this a low updo or something. You know, this is like a little bit out there, but I just thought it would be so funny if that happened because I'm obsessed with that show right now. I'm like, that would be fun. That'd be like a challenge show, though. It wouldn't be really anything about Love is Blind. It would just be mannequin is blind or your hair is blind.
Hey, Pamela Joseph is asking, does the hair tangle when you shampoo it? I'm thinking, you know, just looking at all the back combing. And
yeah, that's a great question. You said that was Pamela? That's a great question. So if this is a bride or even just like yourself and you are going to wash it, just shampoo your hair twice using whatever shampoo you want, and then I would go in with a conditioner for sure. And you'll probably, I don't advise this for like daily wear, but you might have to carry that conditioner like up towards the base where all that back combing has been. So you can see all this volume that we added in. Now I'm coming in at her bang area. You can just see, and then I'm just going to back comb here. And you can determine as the stylist if you want to add that volume powder in their bang area or not. I like to do it on the side. If they're doing a side part, I like to do the volume powder on the opposite side because it's not as heavy. There's not as much hair. So we want to just add that in there. And then who is like a Love is Blind fan on here? Like, let me know, because I seriously am obsessed. And I just posted a really funny reel the other day because I was like, I feel so bad for the stylist that do their hair because like your bride is probably sitting there crying the whole time because she doesn't know if she's ready to marry this guy. And like, how do you do that? Anyway, so we're just, you can see how much volume is all over. Everything's like been evened out over here. Oh, sorry, on this side, because this is the one that has less hair. And so that's just even. I like to see a lot of balance in my styles. So now we're going to come in here and just, we want to leave a few of these pieces out. Pieces are very important to be left out when you're doing a style. I know some brides will say they don't really want much, but I would really just try to convince your brides to do some hair around their face. And then while they're doing that, you can also just have, you can maybe talk to them about getting face framing pieces when they go get their hair cut before their wedding, because you don't want it to be like super long and just like straggly and hanging there when, you know, it gets hot or whatever. That hair is just going to lay really flat and it's going to look like they are just, that they just got done working out. So right now I'm just working on taking all that volume that we just added, and I'm going to create a ponytail. I'm actually creating a bun. So this is going to be my first bun. So we're going to come in here the middle of this ear. We're going to take our sectioning comb. We're just going to take a clean section here. It doesn't really have to be clean because, you know, it's bridal style. You don't want a lot of like really sharp lines. And it's important to get those pieces out in the front before you move on, because you don't want to like come back in here and have to drag them out. So I'm just kind of taking my tail comb and just running through that hairline. Obviously, this is a mannequin, so it's a little bit more difficult sometimes because they have interesting hairlines. So same thing on this side. We're just going to kind of gather that hair from the ear, the middle of the ear. So right now we're creating two buns. And I got a little bit of, I just kind of want to smooth that out using my Artist Series Pro Brush, my Pro Paddle Brush, because I want to add just a little bit of shine in here and just want to run over all of what I just back combed so that it can be a little bit smoother, cleaner, because we're doing that modern French twist style. So up here at the top, we've just back combed everything. And then I just ran my paddle brush through it. So I'm just holding this part right here with my two fingers. And then I'm just coming up here and I'm just kind of pinching and pulling at this top part. This is a great spot where you could use like any kind of like working hairspray. You can lightly mist that at the top of the crown where we just put all the padding, and then we can pinch and pull. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're doing a modern French twist, and I'm showing you just like a little bit of a different way to do it today than how you might have already known how to do it. So we're just creating this ponytail here. And we're just going to, Chris Appleton, Kim Kardashian stylist, just did this a little while ago, and he did it on top of the head, making a messy bun. So I really wanted to try the same technique, but also use it like a little bit lower so that I could see how that kind of looks. And it turned out really cool. So that's why I'm showing you guys. Does anyone have questions for me? 10 weddings in the next 5 months. Woo! Do you live in a warm state? And that smell? Okay, so I'm coming in here and I created a bun. So in case you're like, what did she just do? I'm creating a bun. And then I'm going to create a second bun. And since her hair's a little bit finer, the bride I did this on before, she had really thick hair. So I used a really thick elastic or a thick hair tie. And so what I'm going to do for this finer hair is just use a thin black elastic. So we're just going to create another bun. Okay, so it looks interesting right now. We've got 2 buns and 1 bride. Now that should be a show. Okay, so we have 2 buns, and then we're going to just kind of pinch and pull. We want to do a lot of our detailing right now before we get that bun set. So is anyone like, where's she going with this? The 2 buns? This is just you're going to love this. You can do this so many different ways. You can do it just like Chris Appleton, I believe that's his name, did it. And you can create the 2 buns on top of the head and make like one big messy bun. Or you can just do it like I'm doing it and take it lower. Or you can take this down here vertically or horizontally and just intertwine the 2 buns as well. Okay, so we're just going to take this bun on the bottom and we're going to bring our fingers through here. It's like we're tying shoes. What is it, like the 2 bunny ears or something? I need to learn now that I have a kid, and I'm going to have to teach him how to do that. So we're just kind of pinching and pulling. This is going to create this really beautiful, almost like a big twist. Are you seeing this? It's so cool. It is just the coolest thing. And then we're going to use some of our bigger bobby pins. And we're just going to take these in and just kind of secure it. I just want to balance everything out. And if you're just tuning in, I'm Caralee. We're doing a modern French twist. And I just created 2 little buns. And now I'm just kind of strategically looking at what I want to do here and where I want to add all my volume and curls and any of the pieces hanging out. So here you could decide, what do I want to do? Do I want to take this hair and just kind of wrap it underneath? You could. Do you want to take this extra hair, add extensions to it? You could add extensions on the bottom. That's very versatile. And then you could even take the extensions and wrap them around and have just more curl flowing. And then you can do all kinds of things when you get to this point. So what I'm choosing to do today is I'm going to just take this hair, since we curled these ends. This is not supposed to be a super clean French twist. This is a modern French twist. So it's using that similar technique, but we're making it modern. This is for a modern bride. So with the girl that I actually did that had a lot of thick hair, she had gobs of hair. So once I was done, her hair was down to here, which is hard to see, the hair that was left out. And we kind of just took that hair and we used our pins, and I just strategically placed the remaining hair over top of the twist that I had already created, and kind of just let it separate and have fun with it. I love up styles that are secured by elastic. Yes, it makes it fast and comfortable for sure. So then I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to do the same thing. I just want to grab this and kind of strategically make it work. So again, if you're loving this, if you're happy that Samvia does this free education and transformation Tuesday, make sure that you tag Samvia and Caralee Styles, me, on Instagram and let us know. Okay. And let your stylist friends know. Who doesn't need to learn anything more to add to their arsenal of knowledge, right? Is that the right term? I think. Andrew, is that a good term to use? arsenal of knowledge.
Sure. No, it's great.
Okay. And
Or
then
you could also say carpet bag. Add tools to your carpet bag.
add tools to your carpet bag. And then, so we're just gonna take this remaining hair. You can see that I'm just kind of strategically placing this. Again, doesn't have to be super clean. It can be a little bit messy. And then I'm just gonna take a mega bobby pin down here and just really secure that in on the bottom. Now, I personally love a hairstyle that's like a little bit messier. I love how this looks on the side. I just think it's a really great style. And then I love to just come up here and really like pull apart these pieces at the crown that we backcombed and did all the foundation work with. And then, so once you get around here to the front, this is obviously like a lot of hair to be left out. So we're just going to take our sectioning comb again. We're just going to kind of zigzag in here. Let's eliminate some of that hair because it's so much. And then we'll just kind of take this remaining hair. Oh, I'm going to leave that out because her hairline is a mannequin hairline. And we're just going to take this remaining hair, bring it back. We're going to add that into this side. So I'm taking, you can take a larger bobby pin or a smaller one. The larger ones are a little bit harder to hide, but they definitely are like more strong, or they're stronger and they have like a better grip. So if you need to use them for like thicker or coarser hair, you should be sure to do that too. So I'm kind of just going to let this hair hang. I love how that is just hanging on that side. It's very like elegant. Can you guys see? And then this is that bobby pin I was saying is like a mega grip one. And we don't really want to see that. So what we're going to do, pull this hair that's up top and just pull that over your pin to discreetly hide it. Yeah? Do we love this? Let me know if you're loving the French twist in the comments. I think it's really fun and it's a great thing to have knowledge of with those two buns. Now, you can also come in here with I love to use like a taffy. So this is texturizing taffy. You may have seen this on Instagram lately, but it's like very stringy. It almost looks like Halloween, right? So we're just gonna like emulsify that into our hands, get it a little bit warm, like you're at a campfire. And then you just kind of want to piece through that. And then I told you I was going to show you with my iron what to do, but that really helps. That taffy just really kind of helps with any frizz, flyaways, anything that you would want to be hidden a little bit more. And then I'll just run it right through there. And now we're going to run our 2-in-1. We're going to run our 2-in-1 iron through this part right here. I'm going to let that heat up for just a second. While we're letting that heat up, you can take some really nice pins and you can stick it in the side right here. And it just creates that extra bridal element, right? So again, if this is a real bride, I would say, let's cut these pieces. Let's frame them around your face so they're a little bit prettier. And then we can just come in here. I love this style because you can come in and like pinch and pull and just make this really like, you can do so much with this, a lot more than even what I showed you. And like I said, if you add extensions, that's just a huge part too. So I'm going to show you now that this is heated up. I got a little bit too much of the taffy in here on this one little guy. So we're going to just start our curl. We're going to take that midway. And I like to just visually see that as the middle of the ear. Okay. And that's where I like to do it. And then same thing with this. I want this to visually start. I want the curl, the top of that curl to start in the middle of the ear. So if this helps, you can see that's the middle of the ear. And then same thing with this one, which if you already prepped the hair like I did, sometimes you don't even need to do this step necessarily if that part didn't get messed up. So You can choose to brush those out. You can choose to cut them. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. We're just creating that bend. And same thing on this side. So middle, just think middle of the ear when you're curling those front pieces. And that's where you want the curl to start. And you can also brush those out if you want. And then here is our modern French twist. If you want, grab a screenshot right now, tag your friends on Instagram, tag Sam Via, tag Caralee Styles. Let them know that you enjoyed this free education for Transformation Tuesday. And really quick, I wanted to show you guys the next style that I'm going to be doing for my next live is also this volume ponytail. So it's a voluminous ponytail. This is a really fun style, and it has 2 ponytails in here. And then I'm going to show you just a couple different ways to do those really nice high ponytails for brides or bridesmaids, and then also just how to get that like really nice face framing pieces around their face. So what do you think?
Great job, Caralee. This was really fun, super interesting, lots of great stuff to take away. And it sounds like this is an important time to learn these techniques since the bridal business is on the rise.
Yeah, it is. You got to get out there and help us, Andrew.
I think I'll pass. I've only done a couple brides and it's not my thing.
Okay. That's fair.
Well, thank you so very much. And we'll see you back here again soon for the next style.